Hello. Hi. Welcome to Loki Loves, I'm Vanda. How's everyone doing today? We'll get started in just a sec. I'm just giving it a sec for everybody who's seen our change of time to make it. So thanks so much for being here. Can somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? Fantastic. Hi there, Bronwyn. Oh, lovely. You're enjoying the beautiful Melbourne weather we're having today, no doubt. It's such a treat. Hopefully I'm coming through okay. There is a bit of a delay, so hopefully I won't confuse anyone. So we'll get started in just a sec. I'm so excited to introduce our partner in nature and loving nature for Loki Loves Inktober this year. It's going to be so good. So welcome, friends, fellow artists, nature lovers. I'm so happy you can join me for this announcement. I hope you're all doing well. I am struggling a little bit with my facial pain condition today, so please excuse me if I lose my way and trip over words. It has triggered my condition a little bit. But I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you all, and thank you so much for joining me. We're going to be diving into a topic that is incredibly close to my heart and something that drove me to start Loves Inktober. So for those of you who are new here or don't really know me, let me tell you a little bit about Loki Loves Inktober. This is no ordinary art challenge. It's a journey that I feel leads us to the heart of our creative selves, really connects us deeper to our environment and makes us think about the things that we do and the choices that we make. I know that sounds like a really big call for a challenge, but that's what it means to me. I really find that I reflect a lot and I'm just wowed through the month of what I learn. So this year, our theme is very special. It takes us to the mesmerizing world of shorebirds in wetlands. And throughout this challenge, we're not just creating art, we're exploring the intricacies of the natural world and learning so much about shorebirds and their ecology. And as we learn more about the world around us, the more we realize how deeply intertwined our existence is with nature. Learning fuels my understanding. I feel it fuels all of our understanding and sparks our passions. And those passions ignite our desire to care for and protect our environment. So I'll just quickly go into how Loki Loves came about, how Loki Loves Inktober came about. It was 2021 and we were deep into lockdown and I was searching for a way to do more outside of, my little room, my little studio, my house at that time. And I'd been following Remember the Wild for a while and connected with them and started doing some art for their banners and supporting them. And I was so honoured to be nominated as Artist in Residence for the year with Remember the Wild. And it was one mid-September night and I couldn't sleep. I think it was around 2 a.m. and I was thinking about how much I loved Inktober. Jake Parker created a 31-day art challenge based around ink. I think it was about a decade ago. And I've been doing it since 2018. And I was thinking about that experience and how I've learned to draw through it and how I've met so many artists. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could do something like that for vulnerable Australian flora and fauna? If we could learn more and have fun doing it and get creative and just share our love of, creativity and nature. So this light bulb just turned on and I emailed Kathy this massive email at about 30 in the morning with only 2-3 weeks to pull it all together. And we made it happen. And it was truly, truly amazing. And I was addicted, and that was it. I was going to do this every year. And I do love it. I love the community that comes together for it. I love how supportive we all are. And it's just a wonderful way to raise awareness as far as I'm concerned. If we think about where we are today in a world where information's at our fingertips, our generation has the privilege of understanding more about our surroundings than ever before. Yet there's that paradox, right? We find ourselves increasingly disconnected, sometimes from each other, but often from nature, as if we're swimming in the ocean of knowledge, yet parched for some real connection. And here's the thing that I really came to realize through my art and through stopping and observing is that we don't have to venture far to find that connection. Our backyards, our house plants, the streets that we walk through, the local parks that surround us, it all holds an abundance of nature waiting to delight us. We simply have to pause and look and listen. So let's get back on point with Loki Loves Inktober. So hopefully that's given you a little bit more context around why I do this and a little bit more context about me. And it's that translating that connection to nature into our artistic expressions that resonate not just with us, but with other people that see our creations. So today I'm very, very excited to introduce you to an organisation, Remember the Wild. They're not just about conservation, they're heavily about nurturing that connection with nature, rekindling our sense of wonder and inspiring action. And by participating in Loki Loves Inktober, we're contributing to their cause in a truly meaningful way. It's not just fundraising, more importantly, it's raising awareness and helping others to fall in love with our natural world the way that we love it. So the excitement doesn't stop here. We've got so much coming up before we actually kick off in October. So let me introduce you to this year's partners. I'm just going to make sure that I've got everything set up on screen. Yes, I have. So I'm just going to ask Kathy if she'd like to pop her camera on screen. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Vanda.
Let me just fix up this view. There we go.
Vanda.
Hi. So this is the amazing Kathy from Remember the Wild, Dr. Catherine Cavallo, who likes to be called Kathy, which is great. I think we're pretty close to best friend status after the last couple of years.
Yeah,
Kathy, yeah. Mwah. So much love, lady. So much love for you and your team. So Kathy completed her PhD in ecology, and she's a communicator with a passion for natural history, connecting with nature and photography. A wonderful blog came out this week that I'll link in. I'll actually share it on my Facebook page after this, so you can learn more about Kathy and learn more about Remember the Wild as well. So yeah, let's dive into Remember the Wild, how you got so passionate about connecting everybody to nature and why you're joining us with Loki Loves. It's all you, Kathy.
Thanks, Vanda. Vanda, Remember the Wild is so excited to be partnering up with Loki Loves again for Loki Loves Inktober this year. I think Inktober is an incredible challenge for people who want to find a little bit out about art, a little bit out about a topic, and a little bit out about their actual ability if they practice something daily. And when you came to us a couple of years ago after doing some incredible illustrations for us and suggested that we might like to partner on something that would bring threatened species conservation right into people's minds and hearts while they were, practicing creatively every day, it was a huge thrill for us. It made absolute sense. For a bit of background, remember the Wild, 3:30 on us, hitting me here on a Friday. We are Australia's leading nature connection nonprofit. We focus, our aim is to connect people with nature and drive a positive shift in the way that Australians value the natural world, because we are nature, we are part of nature, we're not separate from nature. And the health of humans and the health of nature can't prosper without the other. So it's really important for us as individuals to be connecting with nature in our daily lives, and it's actually not that difficult even in urban environments. And Remember the Wild kind of came from this place where we could see what's been termed the extinction of experience happening in our daily lives. We were, spending more time inside, more time behind computers, inside cars, rushing around. We're just not actively or passively even experiencing the nature outside our homes on a day-to-day basis. And as our experiences with nature reduce, so does our connection and our investment in nature as a whole. So reconnecting people is really important, both for our own health and for the health of the planet, because obviously you can't protect what you don't care for, and you don't care for what you don't know and understand. And art is a huge part of that. So at Remember the Wild, we know people don't learn through facts, they learn through stories, and art is, well, I guess the original storytelling, along with storytelling orally, I guess. But, it's really one of the most ancient forms of telling stories. And we know that when people work on something with their hands and listen and learn at the same time, it's that much more impactful in landing in their minds and in their actions in the future. So Loki Loves October a couple of years ago was incredible. We focused just on a whole range of threatened species. And this year, we're thrilled that you've asked us to come back and create something that's going to be a real themed one. And Vanda, I don't know if you want to introduce the theme or if you want me to talk about it, but
I'd love for you to go into it. Whoever's seen the photos knows that we're doing shorebirds and wetlands, and I've kept it really vague because I thought this would be a lovely way to announce it. So if you'd like to lead us a little bit into how you've come to this project that we're going to be working on together. Yeah.
Sure. Well, hopefully you've all seen the amazing story of wing threads that's been happening. A big adventure this year, but a long time in the making. Basically, our good friend of Remember the Wild's, Amelia Formby, has this year flown almost all the way around Australia. She's not quite finished yet, in a tiny little microlight. This is her in her tiny plane. A tiny little microlight.
It's like the worst vehicle you'd ever want to fly around Australia's coast in. I'm amazed how well she's doing.
I know. I think Millie would disagree, but I have been up in it, and it's amazing, but it is like riding a lawnmower that's attached to wings. So, but the reason Millie's doing this is that she is telling the stories of our endangered migratory shorebirds that fly from Australia to the Arctic every year as part of their breeding and feeding life cycles. So we've been working with Millie from Wing Threads since about 2017 to help realise this idea. It's all been done by Millie. She's an incredible adventurer. She's a zoologist and artist who one day realised that the way that she would tell this story about these incredible birds is to learn to fly and shock everyone by flying to Siberia eventually and around Australia in this tiny plane that really feels very similar to what the birds experience up in the air, because you're completely exposed to the elements. And Millie's done it. And so this year for Inktober, what we really wanted to do was to continue that story of the shorebirds around Australia and highlight the amazing things that Millie has done through this year and the amazing birds that she's trying to support by getting everyone to do this artistic challenge together. We're really excited because Millie herself is going to be joining us. So she is an artist. She's an everything. She's literally incredible. But part of the work that she's been doing as she goes around Australia is visiting schools all over Australia and teaching kids and communities about shorebirds and also teaching them to draw them. So I'll introduce you to some of the birds that we're going to be looking at. So these are Millie's incredible cartoons, and she's actually going to be joining us during the Inktober, during the month, to run a little session on drawing shorebirds for us all, which is really exciting. I don't think there's not enough words to tell you how amazing these birds are. They are tiny little things. Some of them weigh less than a couple of Tim Tams or a single Tim Tam, yet they fly every year from Australia up to the high Arctic, which is thousands and thousands of kilometres. Should have got Millie on to do this.
Like 23,000 K or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
12,000 kilometres. Wow.
Well, that's just 12,000 from Alaska down to New Zealand, but that actually was a single bird that actually did that in one trip, a trip of 11,000 kilometres. And they are just incredibly remarkable, and I want everyone to learn more about them, and not only the birds themselves, but we're talking this year about the ecosystems that they thrive on, well, that they actually survive on, that are vital for them, and that we can all collectively work together to love and protect. So our shorebirds, when they come to Australia, they come here in their non-breeding season. They spend their time on our shorelines, some in our inner wetlands, but a lot of those mudflat environments that some people really underestimate, but the birds need those to fatten up as much as they possibly can on clams and little crabs and worms and things, so that they can fuel that trip back up to the high Arctic, where they will then lay their eggs and raise their chicks. They have to do this because the food that they survive on is only available in each of those locations in the summer, the northern summer and the southern summer. So really for these shorebirds to survive and for the important ecosystems that they sustain to survive, we have to do our part here in Australia and protect those important habitats that they thrive in. And I also think it's just really important and much more fun when we're learning about an animal to learn about where it fits. That's where my curiosity has always been, is, seeing the whole ecosystem put together. So the cool thing about this Loki Loves Inktober is we're not just going to be illustrating the birds together. We're also going to look at some of the little critters that they eat, some of the plants, the salt marsh and wetland plants they need. And we're even going to look up at their high Arctic habitat as well, because it's something that we don't see down here, but by protecting them here, it's absolutely part of, we're really deeply connected to that habitat up there as well. And there are ways that in Australia we can help protect that habitat, particularly through working together to limit the effects of climate change. So I could literally ramble on about that forever.
I could listen to you go on about that throughout. One more thing I wanted to add to that as well, in case anyone's not aware, these birds don't stop. Even the little tiny ones, the size of Tim Tams, fly for like 4 days straight with no sleep. They've got this incredible thing that half of their brain will go to sleep from micro sleep while the other half keeps going, just to keep those wings flapping. That's right. It's insane.
And the beautiful thing is that the places that they do stop, like in the Yellow Sea in China, all of these ones are really vital links in the chain. And if they disappear, if that habitat disappears or our habitats here disappear, that's the link in the chain. They can't fly any further. They're literally at their extreme stretch each time that they do it. So the other person that I wanted to introduce to you for the project this year is Genevieve Lamb. Now, Genevieve is our new artist in residence at Remember the Wild. It's obviously a program that Vanda helped start, and last year we had the incredible Renelle Reed as our artist in residence. And we are so excited to share more of Genevieve's work with you and to have her join this, because what's going to happen is that over that month, Vanda's going to be illustrating, Millie's going to be illustrating, and Genevieve's going to be illustrating. I'm going to try and illustrate also. And we all have vastly different techniques and styles. And that's the great thing about Inktober, is it's just a prompt every day. It might be a bird, it might be a plant, and we're all encouraged to just have a go at it in our own way. And I know for me, I love drawing, but I never fit it in. I never fit it in at all. And I'm also one of those annoying perfectionists that can't do drafts. So it basically means that I'm in drawing paralysis and never draw. So I'm setting myself the challenge this year of doing it every day, but only letting myself I haven't decided yet between 5-minute sketches and 15-minute sketches, but that is something I should be able to do every day. And so everyone can help me keep accountable, and I'll upload those to the Remember the Wild Instagram, and you can encourage me in my drawing journey too. Vanda, did you say that you actually learned to draw through Inktober?
Yeah, so I was told at school I couldn't draw for anything, because I can't think of another word to replace the word I was going to say. So I just lost all interest in art, and I might have done the odd doodle in the corner of the page while I was on the phone, but that was about it. And then when I got sick and I'm diagnosed with a facial pain condition, I was looking for a way to bring some mindfulness and meditation because I couldn't figure out how to do that and bring it into my life with the kind of initial array of just stress and confusion that you have when you first get sick. And yeah, I started doodling with Gav, and he bought me some watercolor markers to play with. And then I just, because I started following artists on YouTube and Instagram, and I came across Inktober, and I was like, wow, how scary is this if I just join in and I just do it? And I did, and I blew. My drawings were atrocious, don't get me wrong, they were so bad, but they were amazing for me because I've never done anything even that good before. And then I did it again in 2019, and then I've done it ever since. And yeah, since 2021, working with you, I've been able to join in and do my Inktober. So that's amazing.
That's amazing to me, because when you came to us, you're an established artist who's already, making waves in terms of environmental.
So three and a half years, I think, I've been creating for. So
well, if that's
coming up to 6 years soon.
That's amazing. So if anybody needs any inspiration to have a go this year, that's it. Like literally, art is something that does just take practice, and
it's a learned skill. I certainly don't have any inherent skills.
That's so cool. I never knew that, Vanda. That's awesome.
Oh, cool. And that's the really big thing about Inktober. It's taken a chance. We all grow when we get outside our comfort zones. We know that.
Yeah.
So it's taking that chance and just having a bit of fun with it. It doesn't have to be a work of art. You don't have to do every day. It doesn't matter what medium you join in. You can use your iPad, your phone, digital, traditional, whatever you fancy. And you can set time limits. Like Kathy doesn't have a lot of time. She's very, very so hard and so passionately for the causes. So, setting yourself 15 or 30 minutes a day is your time to do it, and just, share whatever you've done. Be proud that you've joined in and you're giving it a go. That's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Cool. Anything else?
And I'm so excited about working with Genevieve as well. She is such a sweetheart. It was an absolute delight to meet her, and she's the perfect person for your next artist in residence. She really embodies all your values for Remember the World so well.
She really does. She completed a master's in illustration, and that master's was focused on how nature can improve mental and physical health. So when we read that and saw her work, her beautiful digital artwork, we were like,
I'll pop a link to, if you check the comments after this live, there's going to be lots of links. You can check everybody out and see what they're doing. So I'll pop a link to her page as well. Check out her prompts. I've been using them before I go on walks, and using them with my nature journal, and I've loved them. It's been so nice to go, okay, well, this is going to be my focus for today's walk. And it was really cool. A few weeks ago, there was one that was like, look at how the ants move, look at how the lizards. And I walked up to this canoe tree that we'd found in Yarrawonga on the lake, and lo and behold, there was a gold-bummed, can't remember the name of it now, it's on my naturalist. There was a gold-bummed ant that I've never seen before, like weaving its way up, and then there was a family of lizards. And it was almost like she jinxed me to find them. Do you know what I mean?
That is awesome.
Excited.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. So definitely worth checking out her prompts. Make sure you check out Remember the World and all of the amazing projects that they foster and support as well. And I bet let Kathy get back to her day. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before I go, don't worry if you've never drawn before, you've never illustrated before, you're not sure what to do. I'll share some stuff from my previous years, also some tips leading up to it. This year's going to be very different if you've joined in before. We are going to have live webinars. I'm going to be on live more often as well. And we're going to change things up. So we really want this to grow into a community of support and love for our natural world. And hopefully you'll learn lots and lots about shorebirds and wetlands. So if we're still compiling the prompt list, so if you have any ideas of what you'd like to see with regards to shorebirds and wetlands on the prompt list, make sure you comment below this video, and we'll grab them and add them to our list for consideration. Also, don't forget to hit follow so that you can follow along what we're doing. All of us are going to be posting our own stuff each day, and there's going to be some guest posting and blogs and bits and pieces as well. So if you're following Loki Loves as well as Remember the World, you're going to catch all of that. And if you're on Instagram, make sure to give Genevieve a follow too. I can't thank you enough for joining us on this amazing journey. All the links will be below. And as always, I am doing our behind the scenes, locked away kind of stuff for anybody who would like to subscribe to my email list. You'll get can't speak anymore. You'll get early access to, I'm going to have to read my notes because I really can't speak anymore, sorry. You'll get early access to all the exciting news, a shared Google Drive that I put together with all the reference photos I come across, exclusive content, and so much more. So I'll drop the sign up link in the comments right now, and you can sign up to get all of that. Obviously, if I don't send out a lot of emails, but if it gets too much, you're welcome to unsubscribe. But the extra special thing this year is when you subscribe to my email list, you're also going to get subscribed to Remember the Wild's newsletter. And I love their newsletters. Every time they come out, I'm just hanging for it because it's always full of wonderful news. I always learn so much from them, and it leaves me brimming with inspiration.
Thanks,
so let's
Vanda.
make we did put so much work into them. I really do love them.
Yeah, thanks.
So yeah, let's make an amazing splash together this year and create art with heart and get out there and learn more about shorebirds and wetlands.
Awesome. Thank you
so much for joining me, and thank you for sharing so much. And we'll see you very, very soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kathy.
See you there soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Have an amazing day, everybody. Stay curious. Bye.